For those that haven't been keeping up, and if you want to know the facts about what's going on between Israel and Iran, here's a detailed timeline, including everything that Iran and Trump has been saying, what the US is doing and why. Even with all the panic about World War III, a global war is still very unlikely. I'll also break down why Iran with nukes would be a real problem for the world. Now this video is a bit long, so if you don't have time, I want you to save this video and watch it later. So in June 13, Israel launched a preemptive strike on Iran. Their reason why is because they believe that Iran was becoming dangerously close into having a nuclear weapon, causing a serious threat to Israel's very existence. Over 100 targets hit, all being nuclear sites, missile facilities, and IRGC bases. At least 4 top Iranian military commanders were erased from existence, plus at least 14 nuclear scientists. As of now, Iran has suffered nearly 600 deaths and over 1,000 injured. Israel's message: we are not letting you build a bomb. Social media explodes with World War III fears, mostly because the US can use bunker buster bombs that can reach Iran's most secretive sites hidden in the mountains. But I'll get to that in a minute. Iran's response to Israel's preemptive strikes, they send out nearly 400 missiles and drones at Israel, and most are intercepted. Israel's casualties was significantly lower, with 24 deaths and hundreds injured. Iran's supreme leader then posts on X, "We will show the Zionists no mercy." Iran's military says this is just a warning, and their foreign ministry says any US involvement means all-out war. After this, the US reacts and Trump sends out his own statements. Trump posts on social media that everyone in Tehran should evacuate immediately. During a G7 meeting in Canada, Donald Trump decided to leave early and go back to the US to the Situation Room. This is what caused total panic across social media and especially Tehran. Viral footage of Tehran's highways jamming as people try to flee. Iranians have been posting across social media that they're being trapped, saying the government is blocking us from leaving. As a surprise to no one, the Iranian regime is trying to use their civilians as human shields, causing a total uprising of the Iranian people as they protest the streets, chanting death to their supreme leader as they are sick of this regime. The US says it is not part of Israel's initial strike, but panic of World War III only increases as the US sends F-16s, F-22s, and F-35s towards the Middle East, as well as sending a carrier group to the Gulf. The Pentagon says that these moves are defensive to protect troops and allies, and Congress starts to debate whether to limit the presidential war powers. Trump keeps up the pressure, posting new threats and warning Iran against any attacks on Americans or their allies. Iran's leaders respond saying America will pay for supporting Israel, with their army chiefs saying they are ready for an all-out conflict if necessary. Then Trump hits us with this: "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, at least not for now." Then he goes on to say that our patience is wearing thin, causing even more panic about World War III. Then Trump doubles down, saying on Truth Social, unconditional surrender. And that's where this bad boy comes into the conversation. This is the US's bunker buster bomb. This only came up after Trump's post because where the supreme leader of Iran is likely deep underground, because the US is the only country capable of reaching deep underground with this missile that basically drills itself all the way down before detonating. But no official statement has been made for the use of this bomb. And then we get here. I'm sure you've seen posts about Pakistan coming out and saying if Israel uses a nuclear bomb in Iran, then Pakistan will drop a nuke on Israel. Well, Pakistan's foreign ministry calls this totally false. Says Pakistan's nukes are for self-defense only, and there is no alliance with Iran against Israel. And then this post on X spiraled out of control, causing all of social media to erupt with some pretty hilarious memes. Now, as of today, June 17th, Iran is threatening a big surprise tonight. What that is, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I will be posting this in the morning, so I'm sure I'll have updates. Now, why World War III is very unlikely. For one, there are no global alliances. Russia, China, Pakistan, and others aren't joining a war with Iran. Pakistan's nuclear pledge was false. They don't really have any treaty obligation. Iran doesn't have a NATO-style defense pact that will drag in other countries. Russia, China, and yes, even the US are pushing for de-escalation. The US is positioning defensively, and Russia and China are only giving giving diplomatic support, not military. So basically, Iran is on their own. Now, why Iran having nuclear capabilities is dangerous. If Iran had nuclear weapons, the whole Middle East would be on edge 24/7. Iran has also made it abundantly clear that they want to wipe Israel and the US off the map. Not to mention, Iran funds terror groups like Hezbollah and Hamas. This raises the risk that nuclear material could fall in the hands of extremists. This could also spark a nuclear arms race in the region with Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and even Turkey. And under an oppressive regime, a nuclear power can be used for coercion, not just defense. My take: Trump's post to evacuate Tehran puts psychological pressure on the Iranian government. He wants civilians to leave vulnerable areas, maybe to isolate regime figures, or boost panic at the top. The Iranian uprising from its people springs from the government's failures to protect its citizens. They were trapped, blocked, censored. People are angry and scared. The threat of World War III is largely fueled by social media panic, but global policies and alliances don't support a global war. So while the risk of World War III is all over the news, the reality is this is just a regional fight. Serious, but not global. But if Iran ever got a nuke, we would have a much bigger problem. Oh, and TikTok. This is just for entertainment purposes only.